How's it going, guys? This is Brad Garcia. I am the Client Relations Director with Real Estate Investing Made Easy. I am also in the setter role, also known as the Acquisitions Manager or the Lead Manager role with Lazarus Property Group here in San Diego, California. This training series, we've been going through the Setter's Day, what that looks like in Forefront, and showing you our exact process, how we're getting deals, and how our consulting clients and done for you marketing clients have been doing to get deals as well. Up until now, I've shown you how the navigation of Forefront in a Setter's Day, going from the inbox to your high priority task list to the contact not made and finally your manual follow-up. All those videos you can find down below, but in this video, we're going to be going over an overview of the setter call. And this one is really important. Now, you can use this approach whether or not you have another person you're working with. The process that we use with Lazarus Property Group is called a setter closer model. And what that does is a couple things. Number one, it allows you to create a buffer between the closing call and the closing figure and the seller themselves. And so you allow yourself to appeal to a higher authority. If you are not the end all be all, the buck doesn't stop with you. You can appeal to a team or a closing manager in that scenario. And so what it does is it allows the setter into a situation that we call a same side of the table discussion, where I get to be on the seller's team, going to bat for them with my renovation team or my asset manager, or whoever I'm appealing to that is going to be closing for me, and allowing that teamwork aspect to be brought out of the seller. So the seller feels at ease because I'm doing what I can for them. We're on the same team. It's us against the renovation team, me trying to extract information from them so that I can bring that to my closer. What that looks like is a pretty easy flow. The conversation, should be a natural flow, should sound like a conversation. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it, just like with all things. But there are a couple different pieces of information that no matter what, you're always going to need to get for your closer. What the call looks like for a setter talking to a person like you see on my screen here is going to look like this. So the first thing that I'm going to do when I get on the phone is I'm going to assume a familiarity with the caller. So instead of saying, is this so-and-so, in this case, is this Judy? When they answer the phone, the first thing I'm saying is I just say their name in an interrogative tone. Hey, Judy. I'm assuming that the person that is on the screen, the name of that person, is the person picking up the phone. It just sets them at ease. There's a comfort level instead of this is a telemarketer trying to figure out if this is me. They already know. They must recognize my voice or something like that. And once we've established that's that person, now it's into the who I am and why I'm calling. And that's really easy. If you're using Real Estate Investing Made Easy's lead generation through our texting, and that's going to be a really easy, you were texting with my assistant or my colleague so-and-so about your property at 123 Main Street and having a possible interest in an offer. Is that accurate? Do you remember that conversation? Okay, great. So now they know who you are and why you're calling. This is not a cold call. You, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, were expecting my call. So you had already set this up. So now they're even on a less of a defense because they were expecting your call. So once we get past that, now we're into building rapport. We're building rapport. I'm not going directly into, motivation or property value expectation, nothing like that. I'm just trying to pick something out of the conversation, either maybe a text conversation, something about where their home is at. This is a skill that you have to practice, but what you need to be able to do very quickly is find something to start building a conversation with and ultimately building that rapport, that trust. And you're just doing that on the front end of the call. Now, if they're really not giving you a lot, time goes on and you get better at this and there's a higher level of a sales call applied to this, you'll figure out who you're talking to, what type of person. Is this an analytical? Is this an accommodator personality type? Then that you can start to change the way that you approach it. But ultimately, building rapport and the flow of the conversation after that, you're going to get all the information that you need in a conversational flow. You need to get motivation. Why are you selling? You can ask that on the front end And as you're asking for these points, it doesn't have to be like a bullet point list that you're going down. You can be building rapport throughout this entire process. Hey, Mr. So why are you selling your home? Oh, you're downsizing. You're moving into. Gotcha. Okay. The kids are out. Oh, that must be nice. Yeah, you got your home to yourself. You're able to go out there and play some more golf, Mr. Seller, right? Just stuff like that. Just be really conversational. You don't want it to sound like you are interrogate. That is a key point. Okay, so finding motivation. You want to get into the timeline. Okay, great. You're looking to downsize. Great, awesome. What are you looking to make this happen? Have you already started packing? Have you found a new home that you're moving to? Is this your primary residence? Is this a rental? Figuring those things out so that you can see how quickly are they able to close. If it's a primary residence, most likely they're going to need to find another place to move into, or otherwise they're not going to want to sell the home that they're living in, because obviously that would put them out on the street. So figuring out if it's a rental or if it's a primary residence would be key in timeline, because a rental that doesn't have any unit tenants in place would be able to be closed much more quickly than a family home that has the family living in there. Then they don't have an idea of really where they want to go. And then getting into these two, it just really depends. These 2 points, the condition of the property and the expectation of value, are the last 2 points. They could be interchangeably swapped. Now, there's 2 schools of thought with this. Number one, getting condition of the property first and then getting an expectation of value. School of thought is that if you can get the condition of the property and get them to concede the points that need to be renovated or that have issues, you would be able to use that to bring them down to a more reasonable expectation of value if their value that they think they're going to get for it is too high, right? So you get, okay, you need the cabinets, you need flooring, bathrooms need to be, you got a huge hole in the wall and in this place and the foundation's great. Okay, gotcha. What do you think? Oh, really? Zillow's got it 500. Why do you think your property is worth 600 or 700? Do you think that it would make more sense for your home to be, priced less than these homes that were show ready, retail ready homes that sold for 550? Okay, gotcha. Tell me more about why you think that. So you can kind of get into them at that point. The flip side is the expectation of value up front allows them to concede a number first, and then you can get into the condition later and kind of, bring it down. I like doing condition first and then going on the expectation of value. And at that point, you can kind of determine, is this person reasonable? Can I bring them down back to reality, back down to earth with their expectation? Or is this an unreasonable seller who has no real motivation to sell at a reasonable number? Or is this just not a cash offer because they want retail numbers? And in that case, it is absolutely crucial that you already have a relationship with an agent in your area set up. If you don't already, I would highly recommend reaching out to veteran agents, because the newer agents will have a higher percentage of their commission that the brokerage takes, because your referral fee or your marketing fee, however you're going to label that, will be a percentage of whatever they're getting after the brokerage takes it. So with agents that do well, do high numbers, and have been in the business for a while, that cut for the brokerage takes is much less. So reaching out to agents who are in your area that you can work with, that you see are doing numbers and have been in the business for a while, is important, because the best way to monetize leads that aren't cash offers is to pass them off as a listing referral and to negotiate whatever that is with that agent. Essentially, that is the overview of the call. We have other videos that can go into a lot of the other aspects of the call, the agent-investor relationship. And if you are curious about what the flow of your day looks like in Forefront, all of those videos are on our YouTube page. Please go check them out. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Hope that was helpful for you guys. Have a great day and get to investing.